All right. Good afternoon, ladies. On this Friday, I know at least for me, and maybe where Amanda's at, it's really windy today. So hopefully
Oh, yeah.
is it pretty windy where you're at?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of wind over here.
Yeah. So we're excited to be here today to share a little bit of Amanda's story with you today. So we're going to get into that here in just a minute, but you've got me here, Alicia, your biblical health coach, and I will introduce Amanda here in just a second. So, welcome to you ladies who are watching. If you're watching this live, again, just drop live in the comments and let us know. And if you're watching this later, of course, also put replay, just so I know that you watched this later, that you found it valuable. So I see someone's watching already. Hi, Joy. For some reason, the comments when you're going live on Facebook, I can never see them, but I always see them when I come back later. So I'm just going to use my phone to make sure I see comments if anybody has any questions while we talk and she shares her story. So, really quickly, I'm going to tag everybody so that they can see this, hopefully in the group. And then, if you don't know me, I am Alicia. I know there's quite a few new ladies that have been coming into the group a lot, which is awesome. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. And so I wanted to share Amanda's story today because we worked together for a little bit, and so I wanted her to share about how she was able to draw closer to the Lord in this process of her health journey and managing her stress better. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. But if you are new here, any of the classes I do here, or the trainings that I do here, they are for women who, Christ following women who want to invite God into their health journey by seeking a deeper relationship with Him. And maybe you want to lose weight or have better energy. And then also, you might be here because we're learning about how to have a better relationship with food. Those are kind of the things that we focus on, those three things in this group. So if that's you, put me, I need help with that in the comments. And then also, if you know people who are struggling with this or women specifically, make sure you invite them to this group, share this training with them or this class with them so that they can also get some help. So, really quickly, just a little bit about me. I have spent about 18 years working in the health and fitness industry, and for the last 4.5 years, I've been doing the online biblical health coaching and nutrition coaching. And so, really, my mission is to help Christian women achieve lasting health, whether that's weight loss or sustainable habits, or a healthy relationship with food and exercise. Because by renewing our spiritual identity in Christ, we really find true health when we start to know who we are in God. I really believe that. And so I help women through real food education, practical habits, and helping them develop a deeper relationship with God so that we can cut through the noise of today's health culture. And so together, I help women build a strong foundation in God and empower them to live a life of stability, hope, and transformation in their health. So, that's what I do. I'm so excited for you to be here. And if you're excited to hear Amanda's story, just put me in the comments. Yes, I'm ready to hear about it. And so we'll just jump right in. So again, this is Amanda, and I'll just let her introduce herself. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, whatever you want to share with us. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah, sounds great. I am Amanda for everyone that doesn't know. I actually am a stay-at-home mama of a 3-year-old son, and I live in Missouri. So, I was gonna say the reason that I first started kind of wanting to work on my health is to get rid of that baby weight after I had my son. So, I gained about a total of 47 pounds, and so I was trying to lose that. And to this day, I've actually been able to maintain and lose 31 of the pounds. So, pretty
Yay,
proud of myself for doing
that's awesome.
that.
So cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks for sharing. And I think I have this number right, but I think you and I worked together for about 6 months, roughly. Is that
Yeah,
right?
6 months. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
About 6 months. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and you have continued and kept going and that's awesome. And that's definitely my goal is to give you the tools you need to keep moving forward in your health journey. So, but we're going to jump right in and I just want to ask my first question to you, which is just before you and I met, like what was life like back then in your health journey? You mentioned a little bit like you wanted to get some baby weight off, but like share with us a little bit about that. What did that look like for you?
I was like tired, didn't have the energy that I needed to get through the day. I was drink at the time, actually, I think when I had first met you, I was drinking diet soda, just trying to get energy for the day. I was unmotivated to take like the actual steps to create a better version of myself. And that was not only my that healthier lifestyle, but also I wasn't placing God like first and foremost, like in the morning when I'd wake up, like now it definitely has changed, but at the time I wasn't putting like my time with God and my relationship with God a priority and actually creating that quality time with God that I needed.
Okay, awesome.
I kind of felt like I was getting nowhere. I felt at the time I didn't really have a purpose at the time. Like I didn't know kind of the direction I needed to be going. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that and that can feel really hard if you feel like you're just living this life with no purpose and not sure where you're going in life. So I definitely get that. And so, ladies, if you're listening to this as well and you just kind of feel like tired, run down, your relationship with God is not a priority, maybe especially for just in your life, right? That should be a priority for us if we're a Christ follower. Maybe you feel like you're going nowhere and you have no purpose right now. Just put me in the comments and let me know. Yeah, that's me. I feel that way. Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Amanda. So, next
you're welcome.
question. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, can everybody still see us? Our internet might be a little bit off. So sorry about that. Um, are you good, Amanda?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, so my next question was, what really changed when you and I began working together?
So the thing that changed was as far as like my relationship with Christ, I was able to even going through the courses that you had offered and everything, I was able to read more scripture. I was able to spend more quality time with God and be more in prayer, and then just created a deeper relationship with Him as well. That was with the Lord. And then I also took the needed steps to eliminate stress. That was a huge thing that I was actually dealing with at the time, and I didn't realize that until I was watching some of your courses and the breathing techniques, those helped me extremely. I also learned how to be more conscious with like my eating habits as well, like what I was putting in my mouth, how much food I was putting in my mouth, because I've always been like an emotional eater. So it kind of made me eliminate those and kind of realize took me back and realized like when I was getting emotional, how I was going to food as a source of like my comfort in a sense. So
Gotcha. So you feel like maybe you weren't aware of that before? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I wasn't aware of that until and then we had I think one-on-ones too, and it kind of made me more aware of like that I was going to food for more to comfort myself and then like to make better choices to eat vegetables, fruits, and those kind of things. So
Okay. Awesome.
better
Yeah,
food choices.
yeah, definitely. And that can definitely be tough. And I talk to a lot of women who, and again, ladies, if you're listening to this and you're like, gosh, that's my story too, where stress just seems to be overwhelming. Being able to manage that would be something that you would desire. Definitely put me in the comments or just becoming aware of your food habits. Like I can also personally just share that I didn't really know I was using food for comfort for the longest time. And so that's interesting. Like as we dive into a deeper relationship with the Lord, He brings those things to our awareness. Because it wasn't something I had said to Amanda. Like she was the one who realized, oh, this is something that I do think I struggle with. And so then we can take that to the Lord. So that's awesome that you were able to like make that
Mm.
connection. And then once it's out in the open, we're aware of it, then we can actually do something about it when we bring it to the Lord, right? So you were able to do that. That's
Yeah, that's
awesome.
true.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, and then next question would be like, what does your life look like right now? Like, what's changed for you? I know you and I have chatted, but share with them like what your health journey looks like right now, what your relationship with God is looking like right now.
Um, my relationship with God, actually lately I've been getting a lot more like into worship music and worship and prayer and having my daily devotional with God that I need to start my day. Typically I like to start my day with the Lord because it just overall makes your day better. So and then with my health, that would be I've incorporated more like walking and then exercising more often as well. I actually, in the last few months, I've been exercising at least about 3 to 4 times a week. And that's like with weights, like weight training and stuff like that. And then I think in the last couple of months, I've lost about 12 or 13 pounds in the last couple of months. So,
That's awesome.
and that's definitely, like I said, that was one of my goals of losing more weight from my son after I had him. So, been
Yeah,
able to accomplish that. And obviously, the Lord has given me strength too, because I'm actually doing some dances and exercises that actually I found online, and she does fitness stuff too, and she's a Christian, and so she actually plays Christian music while she's doing the exercise programs, which I
that's
really
awesome.
enjoy. So,
Very cool.
yeah.
Yeah, there's so many resources out there. Sometimes it's just finding the thing that works for you, right? So that's
Exactly.
very cool. Yeah, so that's encouraging to hear, even, even for me, just to hear that, because we're not working together currently right now. But that's always my goal is for my clients to have the tools that they need to continue on your own, if that's what you want. So, very cool. I'm excited to hear about that. Um, so then just
And
last
actually,
question.
I used to,
Go
oh,
ahead.
sorry, I used to do running. So some years back, I did maybe 10 plus years ago, I used to do running, and I was trying to train for a half marathon, but then I met well, probably was 6 or 7 years ago. Then I met my husband and I totally stopped doing it. But I would like to get back to that one day. That's one of my goals, to try to
Yeah,
train again for a half marathon.
that's awesome. That'd be so cool. It's definitely possible, right?
Yes.
So keep that
Oh,
goal
yeah.
written down.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah. So then I just have one more question, last question for you. And that would be, what advice would you give someone who was in the spot you were in before we met? I think it was last May when we met, but we
Mhm.
worked for about 6 months. But, that spot that you were in previously before you and I met and worked together, what advice would you give someone in that position?
I would probably tell them to stay encouraged, don't give up on yourself. Even the baby steps in the right direction for your mind, body, and soul is what matters most. To count them all as wins, stay consistent, and then you'll be able to meet your desired goals.
Yes, I love that. Baby steps. I talk about that a lot because it really is one step after the other, and it's the not giving up that really makes the biggest difference, which is what I think has really helped, not just you, but a lot of the clients that I've talked to, which is why I am doing things God's way because when we do things God's way and we see ourselves the way that He sees us, that's why I include the biblical mindsets in the course because that is really what in turn helps us deepen our relationship with the Lord. Um, that creates motivation, also helps us to develop trust with God so that when we don't feel like doing it or we're having a rough day, I mean, you're a busy mom, you're an entrepreneur, all of those things too. Like it can be really tough, right? To make that choice to do the things you need to for your health, even just reading your Bible, right? So,
True.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
Well,
think your program actually helped with those baby steps. I believe it did for me, because I think
awesome.
sometimes we can get so overwhelmed that, like, oh, I have to do all this right now, like this like you see your goal and you think, oh, I have to do it all in one, time frame. And
Mhm.
it's like, no, you can spread it out and kind of work on it as you go.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what helped me with the program.
Very cool. Yeah, awesome. I'm glad you shared that because that is the journey part of it. And honestly, like I'm still on my health journey. Like there is no like end in sight. Like there's always going to be something that you're tweaking and, understanding and maybe take a few steps back and then a few steps forward. Like, and so really it's the mindset that we have to have of like, this is a journey, this is a
True,
process, and you're reaching results, right? You've hit some weight loss, you've got some better habits under your belt now. Like it's happening, right? Which is encouraging.
true.
But you could
Yeah,
only have gotten there if you didn't have the correct mindsets and maybe the next steps, which is definitely my goal in the program is to give you the things that I think should be the most important and what you should prioritize based on your life and all the things and how to fit that in. Um, but really, there are some basics that make a huge difference. And that's what I try to give everybody, create that. I'm trying to think stability so that there's not confusion out there because like you were saying that's a huge part of this journey because there's so many opinions out there, and so I try to
hmm
quiet that noise so you can really understand this is first, this is next. you know um, so
yeah.
awesome, thanks for sharing that. Is there anything
I
else you want?
absolutely love the Oh
Okay,
yeah, I
yeah.
absolutely love the program. That's what I was gonna say. I absolutely love the program. And I believe that I know that, God has you doing this for a reason to help other women within their lifestyle, their health journey, and and growing and them growing closer to God as well with their relationships. Like, I definitely am glad that I met you, and the Lord led me to you as well. So
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it, I
you're
really do.
welcome.
Well, awesome. Yeah, thanks for those of you who are watching or listening back. Really quickly, I did want to just share too that I am looking for some beta testers for the program itself. If you're someone who is wanting some help, you want those next steps, you want to get to a better place with your health. Right now, I have the main course, and then I am creating different options for coaching, and so I am wanting to create kind of a lower cost option where it would be more of a group coaching way, so that you could still get some coaching from me. So and then obviously I still do one-on-one. So if that's something that you feel like you need, or even if you're just curious about it, there's no pressure to just have a quick discovery call with me, and just chat about it. I totally am cool with just doing that. And even if we're not a right fit or it's not the right time, like God knows, He's brought me clients when it's the right time and the right place. So I just want to be open and honest about that. There's no pressure to do anything with me. We can just have a chat and talk about it and make sure you're going in the direction you want to go. So if that's you, you're someone who you're wanting to move forward in your health, manage your stress. Maybe you have some issues with food, or maybe you're not aware of that yet. But maybe you just know that you're stuck where you're at right now, then definitely reach out, put stuck in the comments below, and I will definitely reach out. Well, and I appreciate you so much, Amanda. Thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for sharing your testimony and your story. And
You're so very welcome. Thank you.
yeah, awesome. And that's all I have for today. So I will see you later, Amanda, and I'll talk to you ladies later. All right.
See you later. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.